Hi, this is Kenyatta. Today is December 12th, 2019, and I'm documenting my weight loss journey. And I'd like for you to take this journey with me. Many out there are struggling with their weight. This is something that many go through, and I want to share my journey with you. I'm trying to lose weight, not just so that I can fit into those skinny jeans, which is wonderful, by the way, but I'm losing this weight so that I can be the best that I can be in God, so that I can live my best life in God. By nature, I'm a very effervescent person, praise God. However, I'm carrying the weight of like 2 or 3 people, and I feel like the excess weight limits me from truly being the best that I can be in God. So during this journey, you will hear me talk a lot about my prayer life and God, because He is truly the center of it all. And He truly is the balm of Gilead that heals. Um, Basically, to be completely honest, our external weight gain is just a symptom of what's going on inside. And for years, I've been a chronic overeater, a stress eater. I've had a lot of stress in my life. Like many, we all have our stories. I've come through a very abusive childhood, very harsh circumstances, and I didn't learn how to cope with things properly. I made a vow to myself that when I got older and when I got some money, I would never be hungry again. And believe me, I didn't allow myself to be hungry. And so whenever I was uncomfortable, whenever I was in pain, wherever I felt nervous, wherever I was anxious, I ate to comfort myself. And so I think this is just a spiritual condition of something that God needed to feel in me. And I thank God for putting His finger on that area and healing that area in my life. And now I'm learning how to eat better, love myself more. One of the key factors that caused me to overeat was a lot of condemnation, a lot of shame, a lot of false guilt, carrying burdens. I carried burdens for my mom and for many years, and so I've had to learn how to live a life of freedom, of not carrying responsibilities and weights that don't belong to me. And I think one of the things that caused me to carry so much weight, it was just a physical manifestation of all the weights that I was carrying spiritually. And so just getting free of feeling like I had to carry the load for everyone, that I had to be responsible for everything. And if I didn't show up, if I didn't perform, if I wasn't at my best, I felt so condemned all the time. I lived a life of condemnation that I wasn't the best, that I had to perform. I lived a life of performance orientation. And so you get to a point where you just give up trying to please everyone. And I thank God for bringing me to that place of peace and serenity in Him, that I don't have to perform. I don't have to live up to anyone's expectations. I could just be me and enjoy my journey. The good, the bad, the indifferent, all of it is weaved together to make us the people who we are. I heard a preacher once say that this life will always have a little bitterness into it, and I think part of my dissatisfaction, which caused me to gain weight and to eat excessively, is that I was just so dissatisfied with my life. And if I couldn't do anything else, at least I could grab a pizza. At least I could get a cheeseburger. At least I could go get some Chinese food. If I couldn't get anything else, at least food was there to comfort me. And so I just had to repent of that and allow God to fill those empty places and those voids in my life. I also noticed another thing about myself, just in this spiritual weight loss journey, is that as women, we want things to be right. all the time. And I live a life that most of the time it hits average at best. And so sometimes I'm left feeling discontent. And the enemy would have me to keep looking and focusing on everything that I don't have. And isn't that exactly what he did to Eve in the garden in Genesis chapter 3? Eve was in the garden, had everything she could have possibly want. And the enemy made her to focus and be distracted on that one thing that she didn't have. And so I had to just think about those distractions in my life and the dissatisfaction, and allow God to heal me in those places so that I can have a healthy relationship with food. And so today, this is a two-part video now that I have spilled all my my innermost thoughts. You know, this was the crux of why I kept gaining weight and why I couldn't lose weight, is because I was in a lot of pain. And pain is like a microphone. The more you hurt, the louder it gets. And when you're hurting, all you want to do is feel better. And food helped me to feel better. So now that I am developing a healthy relationship with food, I want to tell you what I'm doing. I am doing an eating plan that is really good for me. I know it's not good for everyone, but it works for me because I like good food. I'm gonna be honest, if I'm gonna try a plan and the food isn't good, I'm not gonna stick on it. So I researched and I found a plan that works for me. And so I'm just gonna pan the camera so you can see I'm doing my unboxing video of my South Beach food delivery. I'm doing their keto foods. So I'm just gonna pan the camera so you can see all this food. And this is my food for the month, minus 2 meals a week that I have to do on my own. But the food is pretty good, and that's what made me decide to do it. So I'm gonna turn the camera back to me. Okay. And I want to just review a few items with you. Now, what I'm going to do is when I actually, have my breakfast and different meals, I want to do a review of each product so you can see what it's like. So let's start. Part of my meal plan. Now, I will tell you, South Beach does not have a keto full menu, but they have keto items. And so what I did is each meal that I picked is under like 12 grams of carbs, under 15 grams of carbs. So whatever, I'm trying to keep under 50 grams of carbs a day. So whatever I choose for that day has to add up to 50. And then I normally stop eating by 4 o'clock in the evening. And then I'm trying to do a little spiritual intermittent fasting from 4 until the morning. And then I'll have my breakfast. So I just wanted to show you. This is a veggie frittata. That's one of the items that I picked. And this is 120 calories and very low in carb. In carbs, it is only 8 grams of carbs. And then I chose the Just Add Egg scramble. That's really good. So inside it's just veggies and you just add your eggs and cheese to it. That's really good. And it is only 70 calories. Of course, that's without the egg. And it is only 3 grams of carbs. Wonderful. I also chose this mushroom and pepper omelet. This looks wonderful. I like this. I can't wait to try it. And this is only 110 calories with 5 grams of carbs. That looks so tasty. This looks delicious. I can't wait. This is the spinach Florentine, the omelet Florentine omelet. And this has only 80 calories and 5 grams of carbs. Oh my goodness, that's so good. So I have plenty to choose from for breakfast. And again, twice a week I'm on my own. So that's normally the weekends that I'm on my own. And for lunch, I have a host of things. I chose some of these little wraps. Well, they're not wraps, they're chicken stuffed with vegetables. And I chose several of these for lunch and dinner. And this one is chicken mushroom. And this only has 3 grams of carbs. And doesn't that look good? And what I like about these, let's say, I'm just being realistic. If it's one of those days and I really want something else to eat and I'm not satisfied, at least for 150 calories and 3 grams of carbs, I can have a piece of chicken stuffed with mushroom. I don't have to go order pizza or cheeseburger. I have healthy food to eat that I can just fix quickly. And that's the purpose of doing this. One of the reasons why I wanted to do a meal delivery plan is because I'm lazy. I like cooking, but I'm busy. I work a full-time job. I have a husband. I'm a blogger full-time. So I do a lot. I do a lot in a day. And I just do not want to be in the kitchen all day. Now, what I will do is make a pot of brothy soup or a pot of vegetables, and I'll have that along with my meal, because the plan does say that you should have a nice salad or some vegetables or some soup along with these meals to help you feel satisfied. So I do plan on doing that, but I just, if I had to come up with something like this every day, forget it, and so that's why I would go through drive-throughs, order pizzas and things like that, because I want quick food. I don't have a lot of time. I don't feel like being in the kitchen all day. And then even if I did fix a big meal, I have this big pot of, spaghetti or something. It's hard to fix dinner for 2. And so I would have all this food and I would eat it. So at least now my portions are sized for me. And I believe this is really going to work. I know that this is going to work for me. And so this is a broccoli and cheese stuffed chicken. And that looks really tasty. I can't wait to try it. And like I said, I am going to do a video for us when I actually do sit down and have these meals. And this is the spinach artichoke. That really looks good. And it is not breaded. All of these are just chicken breast stuffed with vegetables. One is stuffed with mushrooms, one is stuffed with broccoli and cheese, one is stuffed with artichokes and spinach. So this is the artichoke stuffed chicken. And so moving on, this is steak and asparagus. This is one of my dinners. That looks really good. I chose several of these. South Beach did send me a few free items and to try. And this is my Texas style chili. And that looks really good. That's 230 calories. Not bad. Not bad at all. And this is 10 grams of carbs. This is my roasted turkey dinner. As you see, no potatoes, just some nice green beans on the side. So that's going to be good. And that is only 180 calories. And the carbs for this is 8 grams. So that's pretty good. This looks yum. This is sesame glazed beef and vegetable bowl. So that looks like it's going to be yummy. Can't wait to try it. Chicken primavera. It looks pretty good. And what I like about these meals also is that they're not higher in sodium